Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to complete the men's semi-final lineup here at the 2018 BDO World Trophy. We now welcome to the stage a Lakeside World Championship quarter-finalist playing in his second BDO World Trophy quarter-final, Lithuania's Lucky D, Darius Labanauskas. We now bring to the stage our number 1 seed, the former 2-time Winmore World Masters champion, the reigning 2-time Lakeside World Champion, England's Duzza Glenn Durrant.
Here we go then, final quarter-final of the competition. This to decide who faces Jim Williams in tonight's semi. Darius Labanauskas from Lithuania, the 5-time Lithuanian Open champion as well. His best run has been to this stage in the World Trophy. It was a couple of years ago. He has beaten Glenn Durrant before in this competition a couple of years ago. He hit 102 average that night, and he'll be hoping to summon the spirit of that evening as well. He's come through fairly comfortably without really having to scale massive heights in this tournament. 6-2 against Martin Phillips and 6-4 against Richie Edwards. Scrapped through really, whereas Glenn Durrant has really been his mercurial best. I don't think he's actually won a leg under 15, over 15 darts yet.
Just one actually. He's had 12 winning legs, 6-2 against David Edwards, 6-1 against Tony O'Shea, and his 12 winning legs is 5 15 darters, 3 14 darters, a couple of 13 darters, and 10 darter. He hasn't hit a 12 darter or an 11 darter. Isn't he awful? Isn't he useless? But he had one leg, I think it was in 19 darts.
50.
An iffish leg against Tony O'Shea. And but if that's the worst, that's a wonderful array of darts. And, I wouldn't be surprised if he did the same again. He is that type of individual who just turn up and keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it. Such a professional individual.
But he's made a bit of a shaky start here, John. Darius has started well, 131 and a 140. Glenn has veered into the fives a few times already, but that's a bit more on track. 125 from Duzza to keep him in touch. But he's still best part of 100, in fact 104 behind, now a little bit further. Darius might be relishing the fact that he's playing being in the underdog role here. He's been a better player in both of his matches so far. I'm not sure it's sat too comfortably with him, to be honest.
140. Darius should require 108.
However well he might have started Labanauskas, he knows that he's got to maintain it. It's 51 left. May stay at 19. Yeah, for double 16. for a 12-dart finish.
76.
Well, he'll come back for an attempt at a 13-dart finish because Durrant, as you've mentioned, has struggled at the start and again drifting.
That's a perfect correction.
135.
51 left for Durrant, so he knows that he might get a chance. He might get a chance. But he might
shot
not.
on the first leg.
So that's a good first leg there. 14 darts for Labanauskas. But that's with throw, of course. And Durrant, no doubt, will warm to the task.
140.
Kick off a second leg from Glenn Durrant. Labanauskas will just be taking this one leg at a time. Has to.
One dart at a time.
131.
Well, if he keeps doing that, then that will certainly stand him in good stead.
I think the fact he's done it before will give him the confidence. He knows he can.
100.
This is a slightly different Glenn Durrant to the one he beat 2 years ago. Since won 2 Lakeside World Championships.
Yes, Durrant has grown
85.
in stature over that time. He's always been a very good player and really made his name a good 7 or 8 years ago. But he's added something to his game. You can't add any more
100.
determination than he's always had. But I suppose in his case it's putting in the practice, and it's all about adding to the ambition, the hunger, the desire, and he's certainly done
81. Glenn, you require 161.
Now then, treble 17 leaves the ball.
that. Well, he's not gone that way because of Labanauskas' situation.
129.
129 leaves 32, and automatically you think, yeah, treble 17 ball. But when he's in that situation, and when you're as good as he is, could be 24 left after this. Well, 64.
Glenn, you require 32.
For 1-1 then.
Game shot on the second leg.
Only
Glenn
14
Durrant.
darts required that
Third
time.
leg, it's
It's been a
Darius
high
to throw
standard
first.
start.
Game
Labanauskas as well. He's going with him. He was lying in wait.
Yes,
Labanauskas.
64. Yeah, absolutely. It was very similar to the first leg. It was a mirror image of it in that sense. Durrant was lying in wait. 51. he wanted, didn't he?
96.
Coming down with this one and picking it off very nicely. And oh, look at that, 134. No problem at all. Didn't like the lie of the dart in the 20 sector. Well, Labanauskas
97.
knows he's got to play better than he did, as you've more or less ascertained yourself, Steve. Despite his comfortable victory over Martin Phillips and his slightly less comfortable one over Richie Edwards,
100.
he really does have to raise his game for this, and so far he has. And that's to his credit. Long way to go, of course.
I think it's his lowest score of the match so far, 53. And Glenn is the sort of fella who will punish that. Doesn't he just? Game's first maximum. I think we mentioned this earlier, Joe. Not a prolific scorer of 180s, Glenn Durrant, but a prolific scorer, nevertheless.
Yeah, 3 180s in his first round victory, just the one against Tony O'Shea.
85.
Just the one in this
Glenn,
one
you
so
require
far.
87.
To do what he does, you have to be hitting other big trebles and doubles
51.
as well. He'll be annoyed with that,
require
despite the fact that he should
170.
come back and have another go. He'll be annoyed because he could have had an 11 or a 12 darter. And he doesn't like giving his
105.
opponent even
Glenn, you
the
require
slightest
36.
sniff, if he can help it.
Game
There
shot
we
on the
are, a
third
13
leg.
darter
Glenn
to follow
Lawrence.
his 14 darter.
Fourth leg, it's Glenn to throw first.
And now
Game
throwing
on.
first, so a break of throw.
Oh, brilliant.
180.
Perfect start from Glenn Durrant. And if he can continue in this vein, it is going to be nigh on impossible for Darius
85.
Labanauskas, or indeed anyone, to come back at this man. He's in again. He's in again.
140.
One just drops below.
Yeah, he just shook his head there. He knows one man in this tournament who, once he's got 5 perfect darts, you're thinking about a 9 darter. It's Glenn Durrant,
99.
an average of 118.13. If he sustains that over the match, and he's capable, there are very few players in the world who are capable of sustaining that sort of
135.
standard. I would say certainly Durrant is one of them.
Naturally, he's first to a
91.
double. 180, 140.
Glenn require 46.
180 rather, 135. Double 16 then. Oh, and a
38.
little bit shaky again, but
It's surprising when he misses, isn't it? It really is. I mean, he's got time on his side and it's not the end of the world. But when he's in the kind of mood and kind of form that he's been showing here, you are, aren't you, quite surprised
99.
to see a
Glenn,
couple
you
of missed
require
darts to
8.
double.
and not only are we quite surprised,
Game
for
shot on the
nothing
fourth
that
leg.
Glenn Durrant
Glenn
will
Durrant.
be disappointed with that. It will annoy him.
Yeah, but he won't show it because he's concentrating
it's
so
Darius
much
to
on the
throw
next
first.
leg. It would
Game
be
on.
rather at the end of the game if he were
Yeah.
to, if he were to fall short of his own high standards, that he'd say, "Well, I missed a lot of darts and doubles." But at least the state of the game is such where he doesn't really have to concern himself too
140.
much. But because he sets himself such high standards, that's why he's so good.
$97. $57.
Yes, in darts we have current form and we have Durrant form. And Durrant form at the moment is... I've seen him play better than that which we've
93.
witnessed this week. But not very often.
Yeah, it really is worth pointing out that the
59.
sort of numbers that Durrant's putting up here is as good as you're going to get anywhere. He is that good. This is a lax leg for him, actually.
84.
Only 97, 93 and 84. Criminal.
Well, you get some of the big boys on the other side of the PDC on a roll, and they're just as magic. They're just
86.
magic. Of course, they throw faster anyway. I always think it, as we've already discussed, the quicker throwers always seem to be more entertaining.
You are as effective, though.
You're not going to change, are you? Not when you can do it like that. 159, a bogey. 169, 166, 163.
91.
165.
Glenn, you require 87.
159. All bogey numbers. 87. Treble 17 for double 18. Now, bullseye. That's the reason he went that way.
38.
And, he was going for it, honestly. Even he.
Darius, you
would admit
require
that.
68.
If
Double 18.
Game shot on the
good
fifth
dart
leg.
there.
Darius Labanauskas.
Labanauskas gets
Sixth leg,
another
it's
one
Glenn
back.
to throw first.
And those are the chances that he has to take. He's not out of this. It's only 3-2. In danger maybe of forgetting about the Lithuanian in this one. Such is the form and the level of standard that Durrant has set. But Labanauskas is going along really nicely. Average of 95. Got 2 legs on the board.
And that's by far the best that he's shown during the course of this week. So he's responding to the challenge. He's actually improved on that average, 96.6 now. And he's responding to the challenge that he knew he was going to get. Always
99.
the sign of a player who has that extra gear. Yes, he certainly has what it takes. Certainly has what it takes with that visit. 180 to Labanauskas, his first of the match, only his second of the tournament. Got one against Martin Phillips. Seems a long time ago now.
85.
Martin will be well on his way home. Saw him at breakfast this morning and he was on his way to Dolgethlai via train, so he won't be back yet.
60.
But he said he'll be watching tonight the final stages of this World Trophy tournament.
$17 will leave him handy. Brilliant.
137. Darius, you require
Leaves himself on top
126.
after 12 darts. This is a leg that Labanauskas has thrown a 180 in. It's not over just yet though. Another one of those. Lucky.
Needed the
92.
ball. Should have gone for it, and he
Glenn, you
didn't.
require
Anyway,
40.
he did actually, but our spotter was saying he should have gone for it. Actually, as a Scotsman, he said he should have
Game
went
shot
for
on the
it. And that's
sixth leg.
double top
Glenn
band.
Durrant.
4-2 to Durrant, and he's off for a break. Labanauskas is having a drink first, and he'll be off for a break. And welcome back at the interval here in this Labanauskas-Durrant game, the current game, the last game of the afternoon. It's Glenn Durrant leading by 4 legs to 2 and averaging 108.98. Let's call it 109 for the sake of 0.02 of a point. And Labanauskas faring well on 98.17, and still with it all to do though, as Durrant wants 3 more legs to make his way into the semi-finals.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. 7th leg. It's Darius to throw first.
Earlier
Game on.
against Baker, Scott Baker.
It is perhaps something of a moot point, because I'm not sure Labanauskas would have ascended to such heights
95.
without his opponent, but he is currently slotting in the second best average we've seen in any of the quarterfinals.
99.
Yes, he's blowing his fingers, as some players I want to, and showing us what he's really made of.
100.
Getting the ton. He played very, very well a couple of years ago. You said, yes, He had his victory, didn't he, over Durrant? And he is showing the same kind of form today that he hasn't shown in the previous 2 rounds. But he did on that occasion, and I remember saying early doors, good player this man. Well, now he's giving me good reason why I said it.
136.
Well, he averaged 102, he told me, in that win over Durrant. And if he nails this maximum checkout,
58.
be
Darius should
around
require
that.
170.
170 then.
Of course, he'll be in contention at 4-3. We get the other one now. Oh, just underneath, but he's in a very, very good place at the moment.
105.
With 65 wanted. And don't say this very often, Durrant way, way back. But we'll want 68 probably when he... No,
140.
I was perhaps on that
Darius should
occasion
require
a little
65.
too hasty, but I honestly thought he was going to get the lot. Tops for Labanauskas.
Doesn't want to give Durrant a chance.
Game
Doesn't
shot on the 7th
give
leg.
Durrant a
Darius
chance.
Labanauskas.
Good dart from
8th leg, it's Glenn
Labanauskas.
to throw first.
And he's having to play so well just to win legs. But he's still in it. He's not going away.
But Durrant knows that on his throw, if he puts those in, those kind of darts, then you will see the Middlesbrough man in the semis. Irrespective of what Labanauskas does, Durrant
44.
had 5 perfect darts in a leg a little while back. 3 so far in this one. And as I've said before, I've had the
83.
pleasure of standing where the referee is standing on an exhibition night and calling a Glenn Durrant 9-dart leg. And it's a good feeling, especially for him. And for everybody watching.
140.
Yeah, I've had a couple of close attempts this afternoon. Maybe we're just warming up for a big special in the final session. Ross Montgomery hit 6
45.
in our first match. Glenn Durrant going with 5 in this one.
Picking off the green bit.
96.
And disappointed that he only scored 96 and could have done with another 38 off that. He'd have been 10 ahead. Yes, once that
125.
second one went in, the third one was inevitable. 68 for Durrant. Labanauskas can't go out. He can only hit and hope.
$95. Glenn, you
Treble
require
20
68.
double 4, 2-darter, could be done in 2. There's the first part. All right, then in 3, a 15-darter for Durrant. Not one of his better legs, that.
9th leg, it's Darius to throw
That's
first.
not one of his
Game
better
on.
legs. Great to watch.
Yeah, you're very right. Labanauskas was back on 2-6, I think. And just shows
100.
Glenn Durrant is somewhat human. If he, on his own throw, 15 darts, Labanauskas is capable, and those are the legs he's really got to try and push Glenn.
He's got to hit a 12-darter to win it, though. And that's not easy.
137.
And 1 lax visit in that leg. He started with a 44. The rest was totally fine.
Yeah, 107.37. If you start, if you get a 15-darter and you've got the darts,
85.
you'll win a very, very high percentage of your matches. Of course, you don't do a 15-darter if you lose because the fella's already gone out in 12, but you know what I mean. And all these top pros will say, I'm quite happy if I can go out throwing on my throw in 15 arrows. I know I'm throwing down the gauntlet to the other fella. He's got to do a lot better than I have to to deny me.
$134.
darts. He's playing well. Good to see, actually. Easily the best player from Lithuania, and that's evidenced by the number of times he's won the Lithuanian Open. You alluded to it earlier, didn't you,
46.
Steve? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once he caught a fish alive. No.
Well, he has won 17 ranking titles in his career, Darius Labanauskas.
100.
That's not just in his home country either. Ranked 22 in the BDO rankings. And Durrant is number 2.
174. Darius, you require 82.
Yeah, suddenly that leg's not exactly turned around, but it's suddenly taken on a different look. Now then, double 16 for an 82 finish. What a brilliant effort. What a fantastic effort there from Labanauskas. A 14-dart leg and a brilliant 82 using bull double 16. And that was when he was threatened by that 174 from Durrant.
140.
Well, that was destined for the treble. Just a 140. Oh, that's unfortunate.
95.
Only 95. Could have been more. Great second dart, deserved more with it.
It's metronomical in his delivery. Disappointed when he only scores a ton. What a good performance this is from his opponent. 5-4 the score. Yes, still Durrant with a huge advantage, throwing first in this and, if necessary,
91.
2 legs time.
But it really says something about this man. And he's only been broken
96.
once by a man who's throwing 108 average.
Yep, there's only been one break in the game, the third leg. You're right. 13 darter from Durrant. All the other legs have gone with throw.
Yeah, stay down here.
96.
I think Glenn, in his interview, should he go on to win this, will say, that's just what I needed, was pushing a real game before I take on
96.
Jim Williams in the semis.
74.
And we didn't expect Labanauskas to push him as far as he has here. 20 for double top, for another 15 darter, and 6-4. There you are. 6-4 it is. No doubt about it in my mind. Never has been that Durrant's going to win this game. But he will be happy to have been pushed as far as this.
Now that's a weak start to the leg, and Durrant, just like any apex predator, smells blood.
100.
You can see there on his face, he knew that a ton 40 would have put him right up there.
Yes, the T-side tungsten tosser knows exactly
58.
what he has to do.
I'd love you to call him that to his face.
Common, that's what we call them.
26.
And I'm best keeping my mouth closed after that 26. So Labanauskas, can he get a maximum? Because that's got a lovely lie. Surely there's another treble 20 going in, and he'll be disappointed. I'm disappointed that he didn't get another one after that first.
Yeah, I think this might be the leg where Labanauskas has just lost a little bit of heart.
100.
58 and a ton. He's still in it.
I don't think he's lost heart. I think he's just lost his aim for a moment or two. Just ain't happening. But he's a very
58.
laconic sort of guy, isn't he? You know, he's phlegmatic. Just quietly gets on with it. He does not show his emotions, does he?
3 scores of 58 in this leg from Labanauskas.
97.
Durrant had one aberration of 26, but other than that, it's been there or thereabouts on the tons.
I once said of Phil Taylor in the World Match Play
30.
against Alan Warren in the final. He hit a 26, and it, of course, hit the World Match Play in Blackpool. And I said last time Taylor hit 26, Blackpool Rock was a fishing hazard. And he was in the paper the next day. I think they all attributed it to Sid. But you could almost say the same about Durrant's there. We're not exactly a million miles from Blackpool, are we?
121. Glenn, you
There we go then.
require
It
84.
could be it. Labanauskas with a good set of darts to leave himself handy. Will he get a shot though? Glenn Durrant for a place in the semi-final. 14 will leave the bullseye.
46.
Not there. Labanauskas then,
Darren should
76
require
to
76.
take him to another one, almost all the way.
Yeah. You almost want him to, because you feel that he deserves it. And my, does he just... What
12th leg,
a
it's Glenn to
performance
throw
this is
first.
by the Lithuanian. Yes, Durrant had one dart for the match, one dart at Bull, but failed to hit it. And Labanauskas took out the
60.
76 beautifully. Only 60 from Durrant. Now then. Get a ton 40 or a 134, another one of those. And you've got a chance here, Mr. Labanauskas. Oh, already some daylight. 74 between himself and Durrant. And this is when Durrant really has to turn it on. We could be going the distance, folks,
99.
if he doesn't.
Massive score from Labanauskas. Has to follow it in. Has to. Now then. 134, 140, a big lead.
Brilliant. Labanauskas, brilliant. Notice I spelt brilliant rather than
100.
Labanauskas. He is so in the zone that anything can happen here on in. And this is what happens when a dart player, a very good dart player, really knows he has to do it. My. Durrant suddenly finds himself
140.
in a right old
Darren should require
scrape.
87.
87 for an 11 dart finish and 6 all. Treble 20. Now bullseye for 6 apiece. Unlucky
62.
25. 102 for the match then for Durrant.
102.
Is this the end of Labanauskas' challenge, or is he going to come back?
10 leaves double 16 to put an end to it all.
86.
Oh, and Labanauskas will come back.
Darius required 25.
2 darts now for the match. Durrant 1 at bull, 1 at double 16. 25, 2 darts for double 8 to take us the distance. A fraction inside. Oh, 2 darts to save the match. And I have a feeling that very target that denied Labanauskas is the one that's not going to deny Glenn Durrant at this moment. A fraction in for the match. Double fours been so good to him in this game. It's so good again. He's never missed a double four. And a remarkable darts match with Darius Labanauskas showing his very, very best, sportingly raising the hand of Glenn Durrant. But my, I know Glenn Durrant will speak volumes for the Lithuanian, who proved again what a really good player he is.
Well, you see the reaction of Glenn Durrant there.
You, Steve.
Thank you very much, John. Well, what a match. What a match, Glenn. He took you nearly all the way. And is that a match that you felt like you might have needed in this competition?
Yeah, that's a fabulous question, and we've just talked before there, and I've had some great games with Darius over the years, and I like his pace. You know, I prefer playing slow players than the super quick players. So I felt it was going to be a good game, but when I came off at 4-2, I remember hitting the tops to go 4-2. I thought, I'm going to kick on now. But I tell you what, had I not hit double four there, I think I'd have lost that match.
Incredible to say when you've thrown nigh on 100 average and really played as well as you have done in the tournament. Did you expect Darius, after the first 2 rounds that he had, to rise to the level that he did in that match? I know he's beaten you before, but it seemed unsurprising heading into it.
Yeah, I knew it would be a good game, and I was anticipating a good game, and it was absolutely silent in there. If there's anybody watching, please come and support finals night tonight, because it's, the atmosphere there was, you could have heard a pin drop, and that's tough. You'll give me 1,000 people shouting behind me over there any day. So, all them circumstances were going through my mind, and, when last time that Darius beat me. So, sometimes darts can be a bit of a mind game, and I certainly went through the ringer there a little bit.
Well, you came through the other side of it. You're into the semi-finals against Jim Williams, a player that I know you know well. What are you expecting from that game?
Well, I'm playing my best friend, a guy I admire very much, a guy I'm desperate to beat, but I'm up against probably, maybe taking Mark McGeaney out the equation, arguably the best player on the BDO circuit at the moment. So I'm anticipating a fantastic game, but I'll be giving 110%, that's for sure.
Well, I think that's the promotion side of it sorted. Glenn, congratulations. We can't wait to watch you later.
Thank you very much. Thank you.